Hey guys, Kyle here. This next clip is a 5-minute bonus clip with Eric Trump, the second oldest son of President Trump. This was going to be a full episode, but I lost the majority of the recording. Before I play the clip, let me explain what happened. So I got a call from Eric's secretary on, I think, Wednesday, September 30th, saying you can have a 20-minute interview, audio interview only, with Eric tomorrow morning at 5:50 a.m. So I contact a studio I work with and ask if that works. They say that wouldn't work for them, so I basically have to do it on my phone. So I downloaded some apps that record the audio, and test it, make sure it all works good, and it did. So I wake up early, and I wait for Eric's call, and he calls me, and we have a great interview. It was about 25 minutes long. We talked about all kinds of cool stuff and his views on social issues as well, like abortion and LGBTQ rights, and also some cool stuff. But I asked him what are some memories of his dad growing up, like did his dad teach him how to drive, or like kind of like the dad things, because of course his dad is, we view his dad as the president, but he's just also his dad as well. So I asked him cool stuff about that. And anyways, yeah, so 25-minute interview, hang up, and after the interview I realized that after 5 minutes the recording got cut off. So needless to say, I was pretty disappointed. I did message Eric and told him what happened, and he said he would come on the show again. So hopefully I can still post a full interview sometime in the future. But yeah, right now this is all there is. So just a little bonus clip. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, here it is.
I really appreciate you doing this, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome, Kyle. How you guys doing?
Good. Busy day for you today. You're going to Wisconsin and Minnesota?
I'm going to, yeah. I'll be in Wisconsin. I'll be in Minnesota. We're all over the place. So it's been incredible.
Nice. Awesome. You had any time to go shooting lately, or you're full out on the campaign trail?
No, we're full out on the campaign trail. Typically, if I'm not working, I'm pulling the trigger. I love it. It's my hobby. It's my sport. I love it. Yeah, we've been working really hard. So we can do plenty of shooting after this whole thing's done. But if Biden gets in, we're not gonna have a Second Amendment. We're gonna have nothing to shoot. And so for the time being, I'm going to work every single second of every single day to actually make sure we win.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'll go get into my show. So it's called The Furious Show, and what I do is I talk to different people around the world and get their worldview and find out how they got to the values they hold today. So I want to talk to you about how you came to hold conservative values, and my first question is, what was it like growing up in the Trump household, and how did that shape the values you hold today?
Yeah. Well, the growing up as a Trump was certainly interesting. It was a very different world, when I was growing up than what it is today. I mean, my father was obviously a well-known guy. He's an unbelievable developer in New York. And so we lived a great life. We were in the public eye, but not in the same way as clearly we are today. But, my mom was originally from, former communist Czechoslovakia, and, pretty much every single summer we'd go over there as kids. My brother, Donnie Bach and I would go over there. We'd go over there for a month, and we saw a different, very different, aspect of life. You're literally in a communist country, living, spending time with your grandparents, in a very non-lavish lifestyle, in a very, very blue-collar lifestyle, and it was an amazing thing. I mean, obviously in New York, it was different for us, and but we got to see kind of both worlds, and we almost grew up in a certain way in both worlds, and I think it kind of shaped us into the people that we are today. And my dad was always a big guy, and in terms of work ethic, you see how hard he works every day now. But when we were 11, 12 years old, we were thrown on construction sites, and you're going to work for just about minimum wage, and you're going to learn the trades of the business that hopefully you'll ultimately like and enjoy and be into. And so we were on construction sites doing demo work. I mean, I spent summers burning rebar with acetylene torches. I did electrical and HVAC and marble work and tile work and just about any other thing that you can possibly imagine on a construction site. And it was it was great. Got to work early, and we left late, and by the end of the day, we were exhausted. And guess what? It didn't leave a lot of free time to go mess around with drugs or drinking or any of the other stuff. And it taught you the value of the dollar, and it taught us a lot about building, which is ultimately what we do today when we're not involved in politics, or my main day-to-day job. And so our family was interesting, but it always emphasized hard work, good grades, no drinking, no drugs. My father was always adamant about that, and it's kind of interesting years later to look at where we are.
Yeah. So at the supper table, growing up in the Trump household, did you guys talk about politics and faith and those conservative values?
To a certain extent. I mean, certainly faith, less so politics. I mean, we were a real estate family. We were builders. I mean, the reason my father ultimately ended up, running for president, I mean, I'll never forget him reading newspapers, and he's sitting there saying, how in the world can, America give $150 billion to Iran, a country that hates our guts? I mean, it's a country that literally chants death to America and really the entire, Western world. And they hate who we stand for. They hate Christianity. They hate who we are. They hate the lifestyles that we live, on this side of the world. And how in the world did we give them $150 billion? You see the biggest bridges in the country, the Golden Gate Bridge, and you see the Tappan Zee Bridge, and these bridges are being built by, for $4 or $5, billion. We give $150 billion, including cargo planes full of cash, to a country that chants death to America. I mean, are we out of control? Have we lost our minds? And you look at articles, America's ranked 30th in the world in terms of education. What are we doing? I mean, why aren't we promoting school choice? And you see articles about the military.
And that's it. Thanks again for listening to the podcast. If you know of someone you think I should interview, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can always email me at kyle@thefuriouslycuriousshow.com, or you can reach me on social media. And if you like the show, please do share it with friends and family. Subscribe to the show, leave a review, and all that good stuff. Until next time. Thanks, guys.